Yo, 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 what's that word? 3012 Minute Podcast, episode 54. Y'all quote me on that, 54. Get more in line. Today we're gonna talk about some NBA topics. We got the playoffs raging on, and also the Kendrick Lamar versus Drake beef, in the spirit of competition in sports and things of that nature. So without further ado, how y'all feel about the playoffs? We can go any direction you want to go. If you want to talk about anything from the first round or our playoff perception. I won't say prediction for the second round, but prediction if we want to.
Oh, I can start off. I'll start off with the Suns, Timberwolves. Just to give a little bit about that. Kind of surprised that it wasn't a more competitive series. That the Suns got up out of there in 4 games. Also, just what Anthony Edwards is doing is kind of showing the new era of the younger guys. We got LeBron out the playoffs, KD out the playoffs, Steph out the playoffs. Kind of the new guys transitioning to take over the well-being of the league.
Giannis too. Giannis gone.
Yeah.
Jimmy's out the playoffs. It's pretty much all fresh faces. Besides Joker, but I mean
he's still
really
young.
What happened?
He's still considered young himself in my eyes.
Yeah. I still think he's like a newer face on the scene for real.
He's just hitting his prime like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He's taking over the league at this point.
Yeah.
As a new face. Just to harp on what Khalil was talking about with the Suns versus Timberwolves. I mean, very disappointing. They're a very top heavy team. I mean, out of those three guys, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant, if you weren't getting your scoring from those guys, I mean, it was kind of hard to tell where you're going to get your buckets from compared to a team that led the NBA in defense, had a actual roster built around their stars, and the emergence of Anthony Edwards just going crazy the way he is. I mean, anytime you can be in the company of Kobe Bryant, or Michael Jordan, when they talk about you, you're doing something right. As a young superstar that he's emerging into, there's no question or doubt about it, man. They're going to be very tough, but very disappointing in Kevin Durant and not being able to at least win one game. I mean, to be swept. I mean, LeBron James even got a gentleman's sweep in his round, but to be swept the way you got swept, very, very disappointing. Bradley Beal, very disappointing in you, but I mean, you got a no trade contract and no trade clause in your contract, so you can't really do much with them. And they're gonna have to figure out what they're gonna do with their roster.
There's little tiny rumors. I think it's more like wishful thinking about KD maybe thinking about returning to OKC and all the talent that they got now and stuff like that. I just think that'd be super dope if he did that. I wouldn't actually fault him if he did that, even though that'd be kind of be like a KD style move, like joining the bandwagon. But
hey, he's been doing that for years.
Yeah, that's his MO. Ain't nobody gonna be that's what he do now.
But I did pick the Suns in 7, even though the Timberwolves are my team. And I got the items jerseys from years back to prove this, but that was super surprising. I expected them to be more competitive. I think it shows, from the front office perspective, the hiring practices. You're going to be an offensive-led team, when all your top players are Bradley Beal, Book, KD, Grayson Allen, Eric Gordon. Those are all offensive-style players, and hire a defensive-style coach in Frank Vogel. That was kind of confusing. You don't got really nobody to orchestrate the offense, even though Book can do it and KD can do it. Their main focus when they own the court is to score. So you didn't have nobody managing those egos and managing those shots on the floor. Maybe if they even got a veteran to quarterback that second unit, or when they space those guys' minutes out, they could have somebody to help them orchestrate and things of that nature. I thought that was a mistake not having a point guard. I believe not on the roster.
No, at all.
Yeah. So I think that was a mistake, and I think that showed up in this round, like y'all referenced, going against the number one defense in the league. That was going to be tough, but even then, I still expected them, especially with Cat just coming back from injury in the playing game, for them to have
Yeah,
some level of success and ultimately win the series. I picked them in 7 to win the series against the Timberwolves, but I'm also happy it didn't happen, obviously, because my team in the second round. But I wonder where they go from here because they mortgaged their whole future, like for this
Kevin
team,
Durant, bro.
and I don't know. Like I said, they can get a point guard. Bradley Beal was hurt. That's kind of his MO too. Like he gets hurt. He's injury prone at this point.
Yeah,
What they do, they got an expensive roster. I'm pretty sure they're up against that second tax apron, which has a lot of stipulations. So they're gonna have to piece together things around the margins yet again, and they just got swept in the first round.
tough.
Um, so I mean, yeah, we're gonna have to see how it plays out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Also, don't think with the Timberwolves defense, I think it was hard for the Suns to kind of adjust. With the 3 stars, it's kind of hard to get all 3 of them going at the same time because they wasn't getting enough shots to get going.
Yeah.
So
And
Because
that
they're
was
all great scorers. Like they're all great scorers in their own right. They're like if they're not really dropping the three ball to try to get in with those two twin towers inside of the paint, it's going to be very hard to adjust. I mean, to shoot around those guys, and the defenses of Minnesota is very long, like they're very lengthy. Pause. As a team, and they're gonna get there. It's gonna be tough to get shots over them guys.
I don't know, man. But yeah, so that happened. Another series I was watching kind of all the series closely, but was the Boston versus Miami series. I knew it was gonna be over with when Jimmy got hurt. Um, and I would have still picked the Celtics to win, but Jimmy again turns into the best player in the world in the playoffs. Oddly, I don't think it's odd. It's obvious that he's trying his hardest in the regular season. He turns it on in the playoffs, which a lot of players do. But he was hurt. Terry Rozier was hurt, and so for Boston even to get a game, I predicted the sweep. For them to get a game, obviously they had like a historic night, shooting a
Yeah,
three ball to win a game, but
only
Porzingis
two of
ended
them
up getting
things.
injured. You know he's injury prone as well. That's hope he gets healthy. Um, but that was another series that was, I think, a good test for the Celtics as far as even though we have all this talent, Derek White, Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Porzingis, Al Horford, even though we have all these players, we just can't rest on our laurels and our talent level to breeze through because it only gets harder the deeper you go into the playoffs because you seemingly going to be facing similar talented teams. I don't know if they're going to face a more talented team because I think they're the most talented team in the NBA, if I'm being honest. I don't know if they're going to face one as talented, but then again, they did lose the finals against the Warriors when I thought they had more talent on their team then. So um, we're going to have to see how that plays out. But did y'all have any surprises about that series?
uh biggest surprise. Tyler Hero sucked more than I thought he was going to.
Uh,
Yeah.
I thought he was at least going, have a couple 30-point games or something. But dang,
It
um,
shows when you get knocked down to like now I'm the guy because now the whole game plan is about you. You ain't gotta, focus as much attention on Jimmy or even Rozier and things of that nature. We could just focus on, okay, what you do well. You come off pin downs, you come off of screens. That's
yeah,
gonna be our whole focus. Now we're gonna get more involved. And at that point, it was relying on Bam, who on offense he isn't great, and then it was relying on Yami. That's how you say his
Yami
name.
got hurt too. I think he got hurt for a couple games.
Yeah, but he's a rookie anyways. Even
yeah.
though he
Yeah,
Rookie,
played
it
for
was
the Lakers,
tough.
he's a rookie. So I mean, and you're going against. I think the Celtics was either number one in offense and defense this year, or they was number one in one of those and number two in the other one. It was one of those two. Either way, there was a lead on both ends. So
Hey,
it was going to be difficult to do anything. But yeah, Darvin Ham got fired. It was a
Oh,
great day,
tough.
man, a couple days ago. Darvin Ham got fired. I was so happy about that, man.
I would seen
Why?
that. I
Why?
seen it coming
Why?
Who said?
because LeBron
You said
said
what?
so. Because
Yeah,
LeBron
yeah,
said,
no, legitimately. Why? Like, why you were happy to lose out on Darvin Ham?
Because he was a rookie head coach, but he
Uh
wasn't like when Ty Lue was a rookie or shit, even Frank Vogel when he was a rookie. Like he was a rookie head coach and he made rookie head coach mistakes. Like his rotations
Okay.
were bad. Our third and
Hmm.
fourth best players, Austin Reeves and D'Lo, were coming off the bench at one point in the season when we was losing. This man was starting Cam Reddish on a veteran minimum contract. Torian Prince, another, I think he was mid-level exception, but a low-level contract, was starting him from 49 games this year. And it was rumored because he had previous working relationships with them, so he was having favoritism. Um, I think he should have rested AD and LeBron more throughout the season. He didn't do that. He was riding them to the wheels falling off a lot of the times. The guy never used his timeouts, like never used time. Team could go on a
True.
15-0
mm-hmm.
run. He over there just, hey, LeBron, you see the players calling timeouts. It's like, yo, what are we doing here? Like almost, I'm not gonna say almost every game, but it could be like a 3-4 game stretch, and we got a new starting line. And it seems
Yeah.
like nothing's working. Bro, we have the talent. I'm not gonna say to win a championship, but obviously, they play the Nuggets tough. The Nuggets probably is the best team in the NBA, but they played the Nuggets tough last year and this year. So to me, they
Yeah.
can play with anybody. But clearly, our main weakness was the coaching staff and,
Hmm.
in my opinion, the role players. I, I don't think Rob Pelinka can escape criticism at this point. Like since the bubble championship, the roster construction has been odd to say the least around LeBron and AD. Is either a mix of young guys who not balling like that, or a mix of past their prime guys who not balling like that. The only consistent
Yeah.
dudes that's balling is LeBron and AD. And Austin Reeves. I can add him to that trio now. Austin Reeves. But to answer your question, man, Darvin, I don't even understand them hiring a rookie head coach when you have championship expectations. And I think it was his downfall. Do I think he sort of got the short end of the stick? As a black man, yes. But I think the league is showing less patience, especially with AJ Griffin getting fired after being the number 2 seed in his conference. He still got fired because his team had championship expectations. Darvin
Yeah.
Ham, you know, he went to the Western Conference Finals last year, but clearly his coaching, his imprint on the team was a problem. I think he lost the locker room. Like on the sidelines, the players showed a lot of disrespect to him. Like you know what I'm saying? I don't think he
That's
had that
tough.
veteran locker room as tightly knit as he should have. And there was just a lot of reasons. And I want to see where they go from here. I heard they're looking at Budenholzer. I think that'd be a mistake. Like he's a Darvin Ham. He's like Super Saiyan of Darvin Ham. Like I don't think
I'm
that's the way to
crying.
go. Um, I hope they look at somebody like I forgot his name, but he's the former coach of the Terry Stotts. I hope they look at somebody like him, a more veteran coach. If they could somehow wrangle Ty Lue, that'd be an excellent hire. I heard they're looking at Jason Kidd. So there's a couple of
Dang.
candidates in there. Um, but let's not keep wasting our time on like cheap coaching hires and rookie head coaches when you're trying to maximize the last few years of LeBron's playing career and honestly the last few years of AD's prime playing career.
No, facts. I don't think LA Clippers will let Lou go down the hall though. That you can't let that happen if you're them.
It
You
depends on
can't let that
who.
happen.
It
They got
depends
the
on
money to
who.
pay. They got the money to make him the highest paid coach, but
They do.
not blink an eye. Like
Yeah, they
hey,
do.
if
They
you
do.
want to if you want him, you gonna want
With the
him
new arena
with the
coming.
new
Yeah.
arena. So he got all incentives to stay. Like
Speaking
they're
of
gonna make
them,
it
how
tough.
y'all feel about the
If they let them
Clippers?
go, they stupid. Oh, I
Ugh.
knew that was gonna happen. That was my at least one of them I got right.
I got
Kyrie
that
did his
wrong too.
thing. He was a wonderful player in this series. Like he just showed something very, very different that we didn't see from Kyrie in a very long time since those days that he played with LeBron, and he played the wonderful number two. And when he needed to be the number one on those nights, he was, and just took over games and just played a wonderful, wonderful series with alongside Luca. And then Derek Lively, shout out to Duke, another player that played wonderful with the minutes that he was given in this series and just impacted the game in a whole different way. And the Clippers just kind of imploded, especially with the injury of Kawhi Leonard. Um, James Harden was James Harden in the
Well,
playoffs.
James Harden showed up.
I
Hmm.
mean, the first three games, some of this man averaged about 20 something points, like taking off, doing his thing. I mean, dropped 30 in the first game, 32 points first game, and then just turned into James Harden, man. Like normal playoff James Harden does. And let the team down. It was a contract year for him, and he tried to do all he could, but it was just not giving him much. PG stepped up and he did his thing, all he could, but the supporting cast, Westbrook, not scoring points. Amongst the other players, Terrence Mann did his thing, but the Clippers just imploded once their star player and Kawhi Leonard got hurt and really couldn't get it going.
I think Russ went like some crazy number, like 6 of 36, like
Yeah,
15% from the field in this series, which was
bad.
15% from the field and like 11% from three. Like it was
We can go
crazy
out there and
numbers.
shoot that.
Yeah, for real talk.
We can go
Man,
out
Probably,
there and
probably
shoot
not
that.
though. Probably not.
Nah, we'll shoot better than that. I believe. Forget 15%. 15%. Bro,
Bro,
you take 3 shots in a game and you hit two of them, you straight. Hey,
hey man, what's the likelihood of that happening though? Like,
hey, you can get down through there. You're gonna get something. Somebody gonna leave you open.
yeah, you get left open
You
for sure.
ain't gonna knock it
For
down.
sure.
I'm gonna knock it. I'm gonna.
Hey, that's a lot
No,
of
I'm just
pressure,
playing.
man. Sit
Hey,
what? How
you
many
don't
people at
think
the
about
NBA
it.
game? Like 19K?
Hey, you don't
That's a
think
lot of.
about it.
I
You
feel
don't
you.
think about it.
But I feel like, honestly, I feel like this shows that the 76ers made the right decision in trading James because I think the Clippers, if they didn't have the richest owner in like probably all the sports,
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's really foolish to get James Harden a max contract at this stage. Just because I don't think he's a max contract player. To be quite frank, I think he's a very good player. I think he's a probably top, I'm gonna say top 10 point guard in the league still. But
Great facilitator.
what happened?
No, great facilitator. Great
Yeah,
facilitator.
and I think he can score when needed, but he's clearly not the same player. And then PG, he had an extension on the table this whole season, didn't sign it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of teams are going to be looking for a prototype like PG, including the Magic,
76ers.
76ers, that type of situation. I think he did that for a reason because he
Yeah,
obviously wants to get paid, but he wants to weigh
trying
his
to get up out of
options
there.
because I mean I don't think they've made it to the conference finals since they put Kawhi and PG together. Um,
They made the conference finals in a minute.
Bro, my thing is, are we ever gonna see another season of Kawhi fully healthy?
It's debatable,
hopefully,
highly debatable. I would like
hopefully,
it. That'll be great for the NBA to see a healthy Kawhi because when he's healthy, he's winning championships. And when he's not, they're you don't know what you're gonna see from the team that he's on. It
Because that
just
could
sucks
be a
to.
factor
What's up?
with PG. That could be a factor with PG too. How injury
Yeah.
prone.
Oh yeah,
I
Kawhi,
don't
PG's
think
out, man.
I
I
don't
think he's
think
out.
them two can lead you to a championship at this point. Just rely. I'm not saying talent level, but as far as
Uh-huh.
like you're implying, Khalil, just their injury history is super
yeah,
extensive, and they're getting older. Like they're not spring
Yeah.
chickens, either one of them no more. So, hey, it's the life cycle of the NBA. It sucks. Kawhi already got his chip, so he probably, in essence, chilling. He signed his
Yeah.
extension in January because you know he
Yeah.
know I be hurt. I'm finna go secure this bag for real. I can't be like PG because even though PG be getting hurt, he ain't getting hurt like I be getting hurt. So I need to go get this money. I'm where I want to be, and I'm cool with that. I ain't trying to weigh my
Yeah.
options no more. I'm good. There is rumors that Russ might be looking for a situation where he has a bigger role. Um,
Yeah. Somebody
there's
gonna
so
give
much.
him some money.
Yeah, there's so much I can say about the Russ situation. It's just, man, it's kind of sad, man. Like honestly,
Yeah,
it's kind of sad. What happened?
he used to be my favorite player.
Yeah, it's just I don't really I don't think I mean he's definitely lost some athleticism, not that much, but it just seemed like I hate to put it like this, but he just kind of started being bad at basketball. like he could still get to the rim. He used to be elite at free throws. I remember Russ used to shoot 80% at the line. Now he shoots in the low 60s. Like I don't know
Yeah.
what happened. It doesn't seem like he has like this crazy nightlife, like rumor that James Harden had or has, and it's like I'm wondering just where does it come from? Like what is going on there? Um, if he goes somewhere and gets a bigger role, I honestly think it'll probably be somewhere like the Charlotte Hornets or like somewhere like that. And
I
it
mean, that'll be tough
sucks.
with LaMelo there because I mean he just got paid and he's the starting point guard. So
Locker room will be crazy.
yeah, that'll be bad. That'll be bad for the locker room. I don't think he should go there.
You probably made them boys tighten up, man. Cause
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what I
I
was
I
about
mean,
to
mean,
say. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is either he gonna make him
it'll
tighten
be
up,
tough.
or the way he acts, how
It'll
he gonna try to come in
implode.
and be assertive and get him on point and everything is going to
And
just
that's the thing, because you know the younger
better.
generation of basketball, or just the younger generation in general, they is you can't be very aggressive. Like you have to relate to them. It's not about what you know. It's about like how much. It's like they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. If you don't care about them and actually get into it and make it an actual culture, they're not gonna listen to nothing you say.
speaking of those teams, who do y'all think would be good candidates as far as just coaching vacancies going around the league? I think right now it's the Hornets, the Lakers, and that's all I could off the top of my head that I know for sure have coaching vacancies right now. Obviously, the Lakers is a higher priority than the Hornets, but I've been hearing JJ Redick is another name that's out there. How do y'all feel about that right
That would
there?
be crazy. JJ
Yeah,
Redick to
I'm
Lakers
more
would be
surprised
crazy.
with Mark Jackson what he did with the Warriors. I'm
That's what I
surprised that
want to
he
see.
hasn't gotten a coaching opportunity again since then.
Yeah, that's him been blackballed, man. That's what I
Yeah,
want to see
yeah.
coach the Lakers. Because if he can come in and coach the Lakers, I feel like he can maximize LeBron's talent, maximize AD, and like you said, get those right adjustments in. Make sure they actually have a team and a roster around AD and LeBron with whatever they can make happen. I mean, you got some young assets. You got D'Lo, Hachimaru. I mean, make some moves. Get those guys out and get people in that want to actually play for the fuck. I mean, the purple and gold. They want to actually play for the Lakers and actually win and actually make something happen. Because once when we see Lakers winning, that's great for the NBA.
I don't think so. As a dude that went like majority of my life not liking the Lakers, it was very hard to start liking them when LeBron went to the team.
Oh
Like just
yeah,
because I get what you're saying though. You know what? You is right. It's good for the league when
yeah,
the
it's good for the
Lakers are
league.
winning
It's good for the
championships.
league.
For every other fan base, it's very
Yeah.
tough because the
Oh
Lakers
yeah.
have a very bandwagon fan base.
True.
And they're annoying. So
LA.
yeah. But man, JJ Redick, I be watching I was actually watching this podcast today. Shout out to Old Man in the Three and the podcast he got with LeBron too. That's like a real
Yeah.
dope situation. It's hard competing with guys like that, but I digress. Um, like LeBron, bro, you really have to enter this market for real, for real. Um,
the
but anyways,
the shot.
I don't want him as a coach of the Lakers just because, again, it's another rookie head coach. I do think the guy is smart, but I think he needs some more seasoning. Like, let's say you be assistant coach for maybe a year or two, get your credentials up, then you could go ahead and maybe go from there, like Jason Kidd did. Now, the coach of the Hornets, honestly, I think them boys too out of control. Them boys, man,
Hey,
Yeah,
it's a wild roster.
Yeah,
I
I ain't
don't
trying to
think
throw
that.
no crazy allegations out there, man, but them boys look like they party for real, for real. Like they really need some
Yeah,
vets in the
they're
locker
young,
room.
bro.
Like they just need some vets in the locker room for real, for real.
They
And
need
on
a
the coaching
vet.
staff. I would say Mark Jackson, like you said, I think he's a great coach, but he clearly being blackballed. Like he
Yeah,
never
he
really gets
blackballed for real.
interviews when the cycle goes around and things of that nature. So
Exactly.
I don't think that's really an option out there. How y'all feel about Indiana versus the Bucks?
Uh, I mean, I had the Bucks winning. I mean, not the Bucks. I had the Pacers winning. Um, I don't know. It's more big role. Obviously, Giannis didn't play in that series. You had a Dame Lillard that wasn't 100%, and then you had a supporting cast of the Bucks that really weren't living up to par, except for like I think the 1 or 2 games that Dame was gone. Bobby Portis had 2 good games. Chris Middleton had 1 good game. But I just don't think with what they had, it would have been enough to beat the Pacers. I mean, you got Patrick Beverly starting. Nothing against him, but no, like nothing against him. But if Patrick Beverly is a starter this late in his career, injuries are depleting your roster.
Pat Bev, I'm subscribed to your podcast, brother. So if you ever want to work, brother, listen, I appreciate it because I appreciate you and I
Yeah,
appreciate the
dog.
hustle. But you was
Yeah,
kind of,
dog.
I don't get why you did that though. That was crazy, man.
True.
I get what you're saying though. Honestly, I mean, obviously, if Giannis was there, I think the Bucks would have probably swept them boys. But even when Dame was there, I was still kind of weird when it was just Dame. I was like, man, I'm kind of leaning Indiana still here a little bit, when it's just Dame, because unfortunately in the playoffs, we've seen Dame have some big moments, but I don't know if I've seen Dame have a big series. So it kind of sucks because he's starting to get that James Harden type playoff reputation, which is not a reputation you want to have.
At
Um,
all.
so we're gonna see how it plays out, man. I don't honestly, Dame, off the court got a lot going on in his personal life. Um, and so as far as what we know, but I don't know if him and Giannis are a championship tandem. I think they're a talented tandem, but I don't know if they're a championship tandem if those pieces fit the same. And obviously, the Bucks core is aging at this point with Brook Lopez, I think 36 or somewhere around that. And
Oldest roster in the league.
are they going to choose to keep Doc Rivers as the coach? Another first round exit. Even though his stars were injured, another first round exit that still goes on the resume. Um, we're gonna see. We're gonna have to see how that situation like plays out. But Indiana versus the Knicks, I think this is gonna be. It's probably the most entertaining series. Um, just because of the fan bases, especially the Knicks. We got a Knicks fan here, as y'all can see. Um, a Knickerbocker right here. I mean, look, he can't answer. How you feel about the series, brother?
The Browns.
Knicks in 5.
Knicks in 5.
Hey, Knicks in
Knicks.
5.
Ooh,
Hey, that's crazy.
I ain't
I
mad
like
at
it.
that. I
I
ain't
like
mad
it.
at it.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at it, but I ain't mad at it. I ain't
James
mad at it.
Harden on the burner. OG Anunoby
Yeah.
doing what he need to do.
Yeah,
DiVincenzo
he's
has
playing
that
well.
game.
He's playing well.
Josh Hart, Swiss Army knife.
It's
Always
that
can count on
Villanova
him
crew,
to have a
man.
big impact in the game some type of way. Miles McBride coming off the bench doing what he got to do. Probably my favorite Nick right now, Isaiah Hartenstein. Man,
Yeah,
is
that boy got a
just
scrap.
not Hartenstein. Hartenstein, yeah,
Yeah,
just what he does for the Knicks. Gets them extra possessions.
energy player. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the energy, the hustling, bro. I resign them, Knicks. Resign them.
Yeah. I think Byron, you might be thinking of DiVincenzo.
Yeah, you talking about DiVincenzo.
Oh, DiVincenzo, yeah, the high, like he's a really good 3-point shooter. Yeah, that Villanova crew that they assembled up in New York, I definitely would love to see. I mean, hey, Khalil said in 5, especially because I'm mad at Indiana for making me lose my pick with the Bucks. But Indiana, I don't know, they really surprised me with the way they played with the Bucks. I don't think it's gonna be anything like that with the New York Knicks series. It's gonna be like entertaining, like Brodrick said. It's gonna be up and down. Tibbs plays his guys heavy minutes, so we gotta push the pace up and down the court. It's gonna be very. I think they're gonna have to stop it at some points because of the young talent of the Indiana Pacers, because that's their game, pushing the ball up and down the court. But it's gonna be a lot of fun to see this series, and hopefully the Knicks, like bro said, Knicks in 5 or 6. I'm down for that. I'm down for a great series. A lot of young guys, and let's just see what these new faces in the NBA is gonna bring, man, for this semi-conference finals.
I want to see the battle between two dudes that like spent their whole career up to this point, besides this season, obviously, and OG Anunoby versus Pascal Siakam. To me, that's the matchup of the series. How that's gonna play out. It's like, yo, I've been busting your ass in practice for years. Boy, I can't. I've been waiting for this opportunity to show from OG side. Like, that's not to say he be busting Pascal ass. I'm saying he might be thinking this in his head, like, yo, now I'm finna show you on the playoff level. We in New York. The spotlight is on us. I'm finna show why they made the wrong decision by getting rid of me, even though that was predicated on Scotty Barnes, who arguably plays the same position as both of them. Both of them has been on the trade block seemingly for years, and now to meet up in the semifinals, I think it's going to be a super fire matchup. I like Miles Turner. I think he's going to be the best big in this series. His 3-point shot going to have to be on point for them to have a chance. I'm not mad at Knicks in 5. I'm honestly not mad. I'm not mad at Knicks in 5. I think those boys play above their talent level. And I think the talent level is underrated. And they're obviously very well coached. But I'm not mad at Knicks in 5. I can't make an argument against Knicks in 5. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 6, but I like to pick a 5. I'm not mad at that at all.
If you notice, go ahead. No, go. If you go, you finish. I thought you was done.
I was about to. You good? Go ahead.
No, if you notice too, I think in the Bucks series, the Pacers, it was either Halliburton had a good game or Siakam had a good game. I don't think they both had like good games together. So
yeah, and Halliburton really didn't get going like how we thought he'd be going. I mean, you got selected for the USA team. You're supposed to be big dog. It's time to show it in the playoffs, and you really did step up the way we would thought you would be emerging. I mean, but they got it done. I mean, now it's time for you to try to show it in this next series.
I think it's going to be an electric series, though. Like again, Knicks and 5, I'm not mad at that, but I think Halliburton does step up as he gets farther away from like that mid to end season injury. I think he's gonna really step up this season, and people will probably say he's good now, but he's still kind of like unknown as far as like one of the better young guards in the league. But I was gonna ask is how y'all feel about that Minnesota versus Timberwolves, Minnesota versus Nuggets series with Minnesota up 1-0 right now.
Wonderful performance. Superstar Anthony Edwards, 43 points. They couldn't stop him. I mean, he got out early. I mean, I believe 25 something in the first half. They really could not stop this man. He was on a mission. He's very young. I mean, he's only like 22, 23 years old. And the way he's finding his spots on the court is immaculate. I mean, and he's just only gonna get better as the series goes along. I mean, it was a very nip and tuck game. I think you have to change having KCP as his primary defender. It's not gonna work. You're gonna have to put somebody else on him. I mean, I just watched this man. And that's what I'm saying. I watched this man stare KCP in the face and just be like, "Are you really guarding me?" And just pull and lace a 3. Like
If I could
I
stare
mean, what is
KD in the face and lace the three, I could look at anybody in the face at this point.
exactly. And
So,
and I mean, this man is here. He's arrived as a superstar. It's gonna
yeah.
be a very, very tough series. I mean, I don't I I'll go ahead and make my prediction. I believe they can win this series. It's going to be very, very tough. I believe in about 5 or 6 games. Denver's going to come back this next because they made Jokic do something I've never seen anybody ever do, and that speed up his game. Jokic was very uncomfortable. He was very moving at a different pace. He normally is always at his own place. He has that Luka kind of game. I mean, that European kind of style. You're not
Mhm.
gonna speed me up. I'm gonna get to my spots every single time. I'm gonna make the right play, either shooting the ball or passing. And he very, very much disrupted in his time in that first game. Murray is hurt. You can definitely tell he's playing at a lower percentage than 100, and he's not able to give his all. Porter doing his thing still. I mean, he has one of the most beautiful shots in the NBA. Aaron Gordon still gave a pretty good game, and they lost. I mean, it was very, very back and nip and tuck. And then towards the end of the game, we saw Anthony Edwards do what superstars do. He's that old school type mentality player, and I love it. Give me the ball at the end of the game, and I'm about to go either win this thing for us or y'all gonna put the blame on me because I'm gonna have it on my shoulders regardless. And that's what I like to see.
No, Anthony Edwards is one of those. Because there's a few players in this league that I'm pretty sure we can say if they're on that night, there's nobody that's going to stop them. Anthony Edwards has become one of those players where if he gets it going early, it's going to be a tough night for the opposing team. Good luck trying to stop him. You can't stop him. You can only contain him at that point. But I also think the physicality of the Timberwolves defense played a big part in kind of making the Nuggets uncomfortable on the offensive end, kind of rushing some things for them. I believe it's going to be a hard fought series. I can definitely see this going to 7 games, especially now that the Timberwolves kind of took away that home court advantage by taking game one. I really, like I said, I feel like Anthony Edwards is going to have a field day, which is going to lead to Karl Anthony Towns getting his licks in. Nas Reed played a phenomenal game.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert did what he needed to do with the rebounding, defending. Mike Conley had a good game too. I believe he had a double-double. So it's not just Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is the head of the snake, but you also have these other pieces contributing and everything. I definitely can see the Timberwolves winning this series in about 6-7 games. So yeah, prediction Timberwolves.
It's
That man is that.
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Now, I was gonna say it's hard to count out the Nuggets. Like again, as a Timberwolves fan, man, it's even with the Timberwolves taking game one, it was like you expect Ant to have incredible games at this point, but it's like a lot went wrong. I think the physicality was the difference. Like the Lakers are playing them physical, but we're also giving a ton of minutes to the likes of Gabe Vincent and Spencer Dinwiddie, who Nas Reed scoring more points. I saw this graphic scoring more points in the fourth quarter than Spencer Dinwiddie and Gabe Vincent, who are given major minutes to for the whole series. Gabe Vincent scored 34 or 36 points the entire season. To go back to the Lakers real quick. But anyway, just sticking to this series, man, they're both talented teams. Both got veteran players on them. It's hard to pick. I'd love for it to go game 7. That'd be fire. That'd be fire. And just as a me rocking with the Timberwolves, I would be picking the Timberwolves to win a game 7. But it's hard to go against the best player in the world. It's hard to say that as a LeBron fan, but Joker is clearly the best player in the world at this point. They're a physical young team. Both of them got talent. It's just hard to make a pick. If I had to make a pick now, I would say Wolves in 7. But then again, it's hard to go against the Nuggets for real because they're just so well coached and just very efficient in everything they do on both ends of the court. And I think they made Joker into more of a scorer than he naturally wants to be. I generally
Yep.
think he loves to pass the ball to raise the confidence levels of his teammates and things of that nature. I think he enjoys that more than scoring the ball, but he's so skilled that, okay, I can get my shot whenever I want to, from three, from mid-range, from the post, anything on the basketball court. I can do anything on the basketball court. So I think they made him into more of a, all right, if you drop 40 and you have, I don't know how many assists he had, he probably still had an incredible game. But if we could hold you down to like 5 or 6 assists, we have a great chance at winning. Um,
That's the
so
game plan.
yeah.
Make
So,
the role players win.
but it is a must win for Denver in game two. At
Yeah.
home, it's a must win. And I think that's gonna make it one of the best games coming up we've seen in the playoffs. Um, what's the last series? It was the Thunder at Mavericks. Okay, we already talked about the Clippers. How y'all feel about this series right here, Thunder at Mavericks?
Not gonna lie, I think this is where the Thunder series or the season ends. I think they're just a little bit too young for the Mavericks. And you don't really have anybody on your team that can guard Luka or Kyrie. Kyrie's coming off a big series.
Lou Dort, huh?
Tough. Tough.
Coming off a tough
Hey,
series.
man.
Yeah.
Bro, there's nobody in the league that can guard Luka.
Facts.
Yeah. No, that's facts. I mean, I don't think nobody in the league that can guard Kyrie either.
Probably not. There's not. I
That
mean, you
man's an
see,
artist.
there was the one play, the full court and one, finished with his left hand, running full speed, hit like
Nasty.
7 dribble combos.
Nasty.
There's nobody else in the league that could do that.
Yeah.
But and then like you said, Derek Lively had a big series, so I think he builds off of that. I don't know how good of a series. I don't remember how good of a series Chet Holmgren had. I know Shea didn't have that good of a series against the Pelicans scoring wise. I know he was doing other things around the game. And I do look to see another big series from Jalen Williams.
Yeah, that's what
That man has proven a lot to me this year. Like, he's a bucket getter, bro. He's definitely tough. He's a dog.
Yeah, people don't know how good he is. Like, if you want to say OKC has a big three, I think most people would throw like Giddey in there, obviously Shea and Chet, but I think most people, like the casual fan, are probably, oh, I'll throw Giddey in there, even though he's a nice, utility player, stuff like that. Like Jalen Williams is truly the third member of that big three. Like, bruh is a real baller. Like them boys hooping. Them boys hooping. Like,
nah, he picks up the slack for a lot of them. Jalen Williams does.
I just think the Mavs are gonna crush them on the boards. Like, that's what I think the Mavs. I mean, I got the Mavs winning
they got
this
big
series.
bodies.
Yeah, especially with Gafford, PJ Washington,
PJ Washington. Great pickup, man.
Yeah, I think the Mavs, again, they got veteran talent, and especially Kyrie, but Luka is, he's young, but he's like a veteran in the game at this point because he's been playing at a high level since he was probably 15 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I got the Mavs, and I think it's gonna be a tough series though. Like, I think I got Mavs in 7. I got Mavs in 7. I think Mavs can pull it out in a game 7. I think the youth gonna show, but I think OKC is better than what people might think they are just because they so young. Like, they do got some young guys in that rotation that are really, really good players already early in their career. And like we were talking about earlier, they could pick up, obviously Paul George ain't going back there, but if they could pick up just another solid veteran to add to their rotation, maybe a big, to help out with their defensive rebounding, which is their biggest weakness. Chet, he's a big dude, tall dude, but he's slender framed and things of that nature. I think he's going to be really good on defense, but they need help rebounding. And so I think if they could get that over this summertime, they could be a force. I mean, they were was it the Nuggets or them the number 1 seed?
Nuggets.
It was the Nuggets, but it was like last day type situation, like tournament.
It was like Nuggets, Timberwolves, Thunder last day. They all
were fighting.
They all had a chance to be the number 1 seed with different outcomes.
Yeah. So I got Mavs in 7, but what you about to say, Mark?
Oh nah, man, it's just gonna be a very tough series. I just don't believe OKC is ready. They're very, very talented, uber talented team.
Yeah.
SGA spearheading that team as a young MVP candidate. I mean, top number one, top two in that race, man. He was fighting all the way down to the end of the year. Like I said, they're fighting for the number one seed. Very, very young team. But a lot of their players, well, I won't say a lot of their players. The presumably third to fourth player on their team, and Josh Giddey, was almost kind of non-existent in that last playoff series. I mean, he played really well in the regular season, but his playoff performance in that first round was really not that great. Uh, Jalen Williams, like I said, wonderful talented player, young guy, bucket getter certified, and he's gonna be that next to take that next step to try to be with SGA. I think they're gonna have to work a little bit of that 1-2 kind of punch. If they can get their talent level up, I think they can be that Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum kind of tandem, and work it and try to push past this round. But I don't think they're ready yet. I think the Mavs are gonna win it out in like 5 or 6.
Mm.
Luka's gonna get any and every shot that he wants. I don't think they're gonna stop him. I think Shea's gonna be in a lot of trouble if he's gonna be the primary defender on Luka, and that's going to be put him in a lot of foul trouble because Luka is never been sped up in his game, and it's going to be he puts a lot of players in foul trouble with the way that he carves the defense up and get into the lane, just get to where he wants. And Kyrie, I mean, if you have Shea guarding Kyrie, I mean Shea guarding Luka, who's going to be on Kyrie, and I don't really think anybody on Oklahoma City is able to do that. It's going to be a very, very, very tough series. I think Lively is going to be that big body. He's going to be the difference. Like you said, Chet, who I love as a player. I had him as rookie of the year, even though Wemby won it. Um,
Not yet.
Lively's going to have to. I think Wemby's going to end up
Yeah,
winning it
we
just
know
because
that,
it's
but I'm
it's
just
more.
saying.
Yeah. Um, if Lively could bring that physicality to Chet and those other bigger guys down in the paint, he's going to be that difference maker, that little bit of difference maker that you need in the playoffs. It's all the uber small details and rebounding and being physical and fighting throughout the series to make your imprint on the game. And I think he's going to be that because he's young and he has that motor to do it, especially for the team you're playing for. I mean, you have Luka and Kyrie on your team. You want to win a championship with those guys. And I think they're gonna pull it out and beat OKC in about 5, 6 games.
I would be rocking with you on a 5 or 6 game prediction if Tim Hardaway Jr. was healthy. I don't know like
Yeah,
what's his status and things of that nature. I just think, man, OKC I think was ranked number 4 in defense this year. Like not only do they play on the offensive end, they also defend at a very high level.
oh,
Like they have
definitely.
a good coaching staff. So um
They're a lengthy team.
yeah, so they draft obviously they draft well. They always pick it in the top 5. So even if people don't know the name of their prospects, they have the like when it comes to draft just real quick, like even when you're picking in the top 5, all these guys are developing to LeBron, Kevin Garnett, players of that stature. But at the same time, they are talented. You just have to mold them. Like a lot of times,
Yeah,
why these players bust is because they're not in the right development system. That doesn't mean they're not talented. Like if you're getting picked in the lottery, you're one of the best players in the country. You have one of the highest potential levels in whatever level that you came from. You are the best player. So, or close to it if you're in college. So, unlike like somebody like Ginobili or something like that. But the point is, the point is though, if Hardaway was healthy, man, I'd be rocking with you on the 5 or 6, and they might very well because they got veteran leadership and Jason Kidd out coached Ty Lue last game. But some of this came on real quick before we get to our last topic. was what do y'all think gonna happen with Bi this year, Brandon Ingram? Because I heard the Pelicans is looking like they might not want to sign my boy, re-sign my boy.
If they don't, they're crazy.
Yeah. But I
If they
mean,
don't, they're crazy.
you can see why they would hesitate with the playoff series, with him, the injury, him probably still not
Injury,
getting
man.
from the injury. You can see why it'd be hard for them, or like why they think twice about it. But when Brandon Ingram was healthy during the year, people are forgetting that he was a problem. Like he was an all-around problem. Like he was grabbing boards, dishing out assists, scoring. He's what kept the Pelicans afloat while Zion was still figuring things out.
And I'm around with all my Duke guys, man. Stop playing with him. Pay him. He's a certified bucket. I mean, yes, he was hurt. Poor series. I mean, but he's only going to get better. Give him an all season, actually get a chance to heal his injury, come back next season and actually do his thing, man. He's a problem, man. I think that if they don't sign this man, they're going to have a very, very huge void. And with Zion always being injured or not playing, I mean, when he's on the floor, top 5 player, easy. Not on the floor, I mean, but he's not on the floor a lot more than on the floor. Yeah. His greatest ability is availability, and he's not, abiding by or holding up to his end of the standard on being on the floor and giving, all he can give. And Bi is doing that for them. I think that's the man that you got to try to rely on a little bit more and pay him. That way, if anything does happen with Zion, he can keep the team afloat, keep ticket sales going, because this man's going to get buckets, especially playing off of CJ McCollum.
I really feel like, this is a real quick side note, I feel like Zion should got a chance to play for Team USA coming up this summer. I think he would have been a nice player to add to the program from like a youth and potential standpoint, and to like, I guess, motivate him more to take basketball more serious as far as like obviously getting in better shape. But back to the Bi thing real quick, I do think he'll be a nice pickup for the teams we were just talking about for Paul George, like for the Orlando Magic or the Philadelphia 76ers. He'd be a great pickup. But honestly, I understand why the Pelicans like wouldn't pay him. He is injured a lot of the time. And I'm not sure you could keep bringing Herb Jones and Trey Murphy off the bench. I think both of them, specifically Trey Murphy, has like more potential than being an elite 6-man. I think he has potential to like reach a Klay Thompson like level. I think he has the talent, the shooting form, and the versatility on defense to reach that Klay Thompson type level. So I'm not sure how far you want to hold that back when I'm not saying Bi played bad. He didn't play bad. He played very much well, but you're gonna have to give him a max contract. If Zion don't got the max already, it's coming very, very soon. So we're going. That's a lot of money to already have on your books. When if you allow Bi to walk, you can slide Trey Murphy into a spot, have Herb Jones, Zion, McCollum, or I'd probably trade McCollum, but have McCollum at the 1, and then whoever they're gonna have at the 5 or whatever, and then potentially, if I was to re-sign Bi, I would think about using him as a trade chip, so at least I can get some back and recruit some back from his value around the league, because he's young. Well, he's in his prime age as a superstar. He's still on the younger side, so he still has a lot of trade value, I would assume, around the league. So we're going to have to see how that plays out. But we've been talking already. The last thing we want to talk about.
One last thing about NBA. One last thing about the NBA. And I say this with a cold heart. And respectfully, there's been a lot of trade rumors since the beginning of the season about Joel Embiid to New York. We don't want you.
Oh.
We don't want you.
Oh.
We keeping the team.
No process.
We keeping the team how it is. Go ahead and stay in Philadelphia, and we're going to keep kicking y'all asses.
Mm.
Thank
Hey,
you.
the Bremen has spoken.
Respectfully.
I don't think they're gonna keep the team as constructed. I don't think they're gonna get Embiid, but I think they're gonna, like, you know what I'm saying, probably get, maybe if the Cavs would have lost, I would have predicted Donovan to end
Better
up
pick
with the Knicks. But I think
KD.
they're gonna go get somebody because they got the
They better
ammo.
get KD.
Man, that'd be crazy. Hey man, if
They
y'all
might
can
as well go
rescue
to the Mecca.
LeBron, we appreciate it. Hey, you'll see me
Nah.
with a brim. No cap. Hey, but
Okay.
but
We just make clear we don't want Embiid. Anybody else welcome. Embiid, nah. After what you was doing to my people
I
in
knew
that
that was
series,
who it
man,
was. I knew
get
that's
out of
who
here.
it was. Yeah, he was wild. He was wild for sure. Um, well, speaking of niggas wilding, you think then we're gonna talk about
Fact.
next. And finally is man, Kendrick versus Drake. The back and forth. It's debatable on where it started. You know, I would say that it started with Control way back in the day. And Drake was one of the only people to take that song like really personal, to the point where he did an interview and he was saying, you know, if it's real, let it be real. And you know, that happened. And then it was like this weird thing with Kendrick and Big Sean, which I am so happy. Just like as a dude that loved God, that Big Sean didn't like go all the way there, because I just think that brother would have been. I like Big Sean, man. He makes me move my shoulders. I like listening to his music. He got some lyrics sometimes. He's a dope rapper. But Kendrick is just, man, dude is relentless. He like Wolverine. He just don't care. That brother might need some help. Like, he just, man, he trying to end your career type situation. But to keep it on topic,
But
um,
yeah,
getting back to it, obviously we heard Like That. What was y'all thoughts on hearing Like That for the first time? Well, first person shooter, but Like That.
you go ahead, Bar.
Oh man. I mean, you can definitely tell Kendrick. I mean, to just straight up, yeah, bum. I mean, bum. Like that's like bum bump. Like, oh my God, it's wild just to think. Like he was just going wild on the track. Very great lyricist. Um, I mean, yeah, that Metro beat was hard. Obviously, sample some previous older beats that just, that beat sample just go hard in general. Um, the way he just delivered his diss to J. Cole and Drake to let them know that, hey man, I'm selfish. I want it all for myself. Y'all ain't no big three. This ain't the NBA. It's just me. I'm out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, very personal. Kendrick had to take that personal, obviously. Um, so ain't really much to say, man. I mean,
I feel
that part of the lyrics, the fuck the big three, is just big me. I don't know how many times I say that in my head a day. So I mean,
yeah, that song was a bop. Like when it first dropped, it was just like, bruh, this song is so fine. But I knew then that it was more about Drake than Cole, because that was,
Yeah.
besides him saying fuck the big three, that was clearly like just from, because it was rumors that Drake wanted Kendrick on that song with Cole too on First Person Shooter. And that's why like Cole kind of mentioned like the big three type situation, which would have made the song like made more fire. But I digress. But when he mentioned like Prince and Mike Jack and stuff like that, that whole verse was kind of directed at Drake, and he kind of had
Yeah.
to mention Cole in passing, because it was like, Cole, we cool. And I can't believe at this time, I believe now he was like, I can't believe you like standing behind this dude when you might know what's really going on. So I'm just gonna like throw a little jab at you, but I'm really going at this man, because Kendrick, I feel like he's a real student of the game. Like, he know the dudes that we consider the best rappers in the game all had these big beefs. Like, obviously Tupac and Biggie went against each other. Nas and Nas and Jay-Z went against each other, but they also had separate beefs. 50 Cent, they all had these epic beefs, which elevate their legacies in the eyes of the fans. Like Eminem, another guy. Like I don't know nobody that's beat Eminem like in a rap battle or something like that.
Eminem had a beef with Michael Jackson.
Yeah, yeah, I think he lost. I think Michael bought his whole catalog. Michael was a demon for
Oh
real.
yeah, yeah, oh yeah, fact.
But to get back to the topic at hand, man, like that was a bop, and then Drake dropped his song. It was my son's first birthday, like my youngest son's first birthday. I'm listening to it at his party. I'm like, what is drive, drive, drive? I'm like, what is fire, boy? Drake coming hard, boy. Drake coming hard, boy. I really like that. How y'all felt about that song? That song, Push Up.
So I want to say first and foremost, no matter what happens in this rap beef, because I think Kendrick's in the lead right now from what he recently dropped. There's no canceling Drake. There's no canceling Kendrick Lamar. I'm pretty sure we can all agree on that. Either way, they finna go on and have successful careers. But I feel like the rap beefs bring out like the best in Drake's music because he goes from trying to, I think one album he tried to do like a Jamaican accent, Jamaican type album. Then he had one where he was trying to do like the British, the bruv shit and all that, bro. Like, this is the Drake I want. This is the Drake I like. I don't like the Drake that been around lately swinging his thing on the camera like a helicopter and all that. Nah, bro. I need to go get it, Drake. Try to take a man head off type of Drake. This is bringing out the best in Drake right now, I feel. So.
No, most definitely. Rap beefs definitely bring out that. I mean, especially if you already a great lyricist in the game and you already a great rapper. Like Khalil said, Drake has been very mainstream. I mean, I ain't mad at you, do your thing. But when you bring those bars, that's when you bring out real true fans of the rap game, and we want to hear, you know, all those double entendres, triple entendres, going deep into actual, that beef, and it's just spilling tea. All these boys are spilling tea all over the tracks, and it's just wild, man. I just to see the back and forth. Like I said, Drake makes those hits. He be spitting. You get that old school feel from Drake, and not that party music. And that's, as real rappers, that's what we want to hear for. That's what I'm here for. And I haven't really to listen to Drake, I don't know how long. Since probably Views. Before, after Views, Six God Day, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even
Houston and Vegas type situation.
Yeah, and then this the first time I listened to this man in a while. So this what I want to hear from you, Drake. Not you know what I'm saying, not that other bull. But
get off the Sexy Red soundtracks and shit, man.
Bruh, come on, man.
Even though Sexy Red be coming out with some bops, bruh. I don't know if it's the beat or something, but my daughter be going crazy to that jump, boy.
Yeah.
So
I mean, but I really think, yes, I believe Kendrick is winning this battle so far. It's been wonderful lyrics from this man. This man said he's trying to hit notes. It's probably A minor. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, he was wilding.
Whoa. I had to stop the track. Like when you listen to rappers like that, like, oh my God, hold on, let me stop and just process what this man just said on the track. Like, oh my God. But I really feel like if it really goes there, I don't think Kendrick will do it. If he slips up and just says something about him, and Lil Wayne comes into this,
I think Wayne gonna get washed.
Oh my God!
I think Wayne was scared to battle Pusha T because he kind of got like, man, Pusha T was at Wayne neck. Like that's to be honest. I mean, the Dream was kind of crushing the Wayne. Like when they had the beef back in the day over the girl. Like
greatest rapper alive, man. Greatest rapper alive. Greatest rapper alive.
In 08,
greatest rapper alive. I don't want to hear it.
I think Wayne to get crushed for real. I don't think Wayne want to do it for real. For real, I don't think Wayne
I
want to do
don't,
it. But
Oh
bro.
no, bro.
Wayne, greatest rapper alive, bro. I don't see like a
bruh,
beef. If you want a beef, when the last time Wayne had a beef?
against Pusha T, he took a L.
Nah. That wasn't like Pusha T is
He had a beef
Wayne.
against Young Thug.
Hey, that was some gangster stuff. They was shooting up. They was shooting up. That was some gangster stuff going on. Like that was some other beef.
Yeah,
That
for
was
real,
real
for real.
internal beef. Like them
Turmoil,
boys
for
was on the
real.
same label. But like I don't really think like Wayne really wanted like was like on that. Like if he saw somebody as a real competitor, I don't really think nobody's touching this man as the actual like lyricist and like to really go in on you. Like this man had years and years on killing you on your own beat, like and not giving a care about you. Like like he made the beat his song. Like how you come out with a song and it was your track and Wayne get on it and they don't believe it's your track no more. Like
The only thing with Wayne is I think Wayne is in the top 5 rappers of all time. But
most definitely.
I think it's nostalgia I hear from y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Because if we being honest, Wayne ain't in the same conversation as like these dudes that we mentioned right now. If he came out with a track right now, like I don't think the Carter, what was it? The Carter 6? Was it Carter 5? The Carter 5 was the last Carter, right? That came out.
I believe he
I
has
ain't
the
gonna
Carter
lie to
Six
you, bro.
out. He
I
has
ain't
the
never
Carter
listened
Six.
to the last album
He
he
has the
put out.
Carter Six.
But he got albums after that, and like, I don't think obviously
Funeral,
Wayne
man.
done
Come
done
on,
so
like
much stuff, but he ain't he ain't Carter 3 Wayne no more. He ain't prime Wayne. This is like 2008, 2009. Like these dudes
different time.
nowadays. And I feel like Wayne got so much potential dirt on him that like bruh, like it just be, bruh, there's so much that the average person knows about Wayne. Like Wayne almost was out of there a couple years ago, like off the drugs. Like,
Yeah.
Wayne got, bruh, it's just
He
so
looks
much
bad
stuff that
now.
somebody can say about Wayne, especially with the Birdman angle. Like, it's just, man, that'd be tough. It'd
And
be tough.
if there's anybody that's gonna be able to contort that junk in the word, it's Kendrick Lamar. So
Yeah, man,
I mean,
that,
it'll be
man.
still tough, man. To have both of them on the track going against this man will be wild.
Yeah, he probably
Drake
needs
needs some
somebody to help
help.
tag him in at this point.
He
But
needs some help.
Yeah, Drake needs some help. That's what I'm
what you mean
saying.
he needs some help? Drake, man, Drake got his #1 ghostwriters on the payroll right now. Because
Yeah,
them
that boy
disses
said
that
20
he
versus
dropping,
1.
yeah, them, them disses that Drake dropped, I hate to say it, they're elite disses. Like they're like,
Yep.
man, there's definitely a narrative on both. Like Drake is
Yeah,
definitely
most
pushing
definitely.
the industry is against me. Like y'all dudes are against me and y'all are jealous of me, so y'all coming at me. Like that's what Drake is going with. Kendrick is just like, bruh, the fact that somebody like Drake exists, I hate that about life. Like he said, people like you should be gone.
Die.
Like I
Yeah,
really
which is
hate that.
bad.
Yeah, like I really
Wow.
hate you for real. You're a culture vulture. Like you are the epitome of the worst type of human being, and I'm gonna try to destroy you. I don't know what Drake, brother, that man, but I feel like because we were going song by song, but we took an overall viewpoint so we could stay there. Like Drake is riding with that narrative. Kendrick is cooking with different types of diss tracks. Like each one of his songs from Euphoria, 616 in LA, Meet the
Like us,
Grams, and what was
not
the
like
Oh,
last
us.
geez.
Rap Like This. They're all different types of rap songs. Like, first of all, Meet the Grams, that was a song like how you
Yeah,
said you gotta pause the track. Like I literally
to his
had to
son,
pause the track to his daughter too, I guess.
to his
Nah,
wife,
hey,
what
nah.
his baby mama, to the daughter, to the son,
Father.
all of them.
Drake ain't got no daughter, man.
Hey,
Hey
Drake did that
man.
junk.
hey,
Drake did that junk to kind of throw Kendrick off.
I
hey.
don't know, man. Drake
But
said he ain't
nah,
have a son either.
but
So I
Yeah,
nah.
don't know.
yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
seen something that 616 was Drake's locker code when he was in Degrassi.
Ah man, they might be. Hey, if that is that's Kendrick. That
Yeah, you going deep.
yeah, that boy, that's and I know, because it was, I ain't gonna lie. When Drake dropped that Taylor Made freestyle using the AI and Snoop, and it was him, at first I was like, hey, bro, this is fire right here. Drake, he throwing haymakers. But the more I like sat with it and I listened to the song, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this, bro. Because Tupac, obviously, he ain't here to say whether he would have even approved of this. So with
Right.
that fact of the matter, it made me like, I don't like this, bro. I just don't like this. Cause you putting words in a man that's not here mouth, bro. And I don't think that's cool, bro. Like I don't think that's right. Tupac, the greatest of all time. Like I don't think you should have did that, brother. And so
Especially
now,
Drake. Like I don't think Tupac is a. I don't think necessarily Tupac would have been a Drake fan. Like because
probably not.
the type of rapper that Tupac is. That's probably why a lot of '90s generation people are, especially if you started your listening ears to rap with Tupac, which I did. I mean, yeah, I don't think he'd be that kind of, because Tupac had message with everything. Like he was not an unintentional rapper. He wasn't just trying to make it for the culture and hip hop and the dance and to make people shake that. I mean, yeah, he could give that kind of rap. I mean, he got I Get Around and Brenda's Having a Baby. Two different types of like he gonna let you know like he ain't that kind of rapper like Drake is. Like he's more of a Kendrick style kind of rapper. Like he's gonna give you a message, but also kind of rip you on the beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure, definitely. I don't think Tupac would have been really messing with Drake. Tupac was more of a you can relate to his type of life and upbringing type of guy. And I think how Drake's been, how Drake is, I think it kind of would have just pissed him off.
Oh man,
The same way DMX, because that's why
yeah,
Kendrick added
hated him.
on I don't like the way you walk. Like, let me say I'm the biggest hater. I don't like the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I don't like the way that you dress, like all this other stuff. That was him giving a shout out to RP, the late great DMX, when DMX got on the interview on a Breakfast Club and they asked him what he liked about Drake. And he was saying like literally the same thing. I don't like the way he walks. I don't like the way I don't like Drake. Just don't like him.
Yeah,
And so, and that would have been epic because DMX was real, man.
yeah,
DMX
love DMX,
lyricism, like,
love
hey,
DMX, man,
but
love it.
overall, this podcast has been
Better
long.
than Jay
But
Z. I'm gonna say it.
as a like, what are you saying? Like lyricist, catalog, overall, like what do you?
I mean, 5 number one albums while you're on the same label with Jay Z. I mean, when has Jay Z been number one ever
Probably a
in
lot of
any
times
era?
now. This whole
In
now.
no, I mean as number one rapper in every like era that Jay Z's been in. I mean, you had DMX outselling you, Nas outselling you, like different rappers, and then you had Lil
I
Wayne
don't
era, then
know,
you had
bro.
50 Cent era. Like you had more people in New York outselling you. Like 50 Cent outsells me more. Like he's a better. Like I feel like he's not a better like complete rapper, but like as a relatable person and as the giving out hits, 50 Cent was a lot better than Jay Z. Like, you got better lyricists like Cassidy that's better than Jay Z.
Oh
I
nah,
mean, he
I
spent
got it.
he's.
Hell
I
nah,
mean, you couldn't
nah,
really get a lot of
nah,
the Cassidy because he was in jail. But
nah, bro.
I feel
I ain't the
like,
biggest whole fan. We both from the South. Nah, I feel like
yeah,
Khalil might have a better viewpoint on this, but nah, come the whole come on, Jay Z, Cassidy
I
over
mean,
Jay
because he's
Z.
more industry. He's more industry, which I get. But I feel like as a more underground and like I really listen to Cassidy like unlike all his music. Like he's a really better lyricist and he can paint a way better picture than Jay-Z could ever really
Oh
do.
nah, you violate, you violate now, boy.
That's just my
Yeah,
opinion
I
on it.
respect your opinion,
That's just my
but y'all,
like on that
hey,
block, like I feel like really Cassidy was on that block compared to Jay-Z, like that
But
lifestyle. Like obviously you had better
oh
opportunities in the
nah,
industry kind of game. You had better opportunities in the industry kind of game, especially once you hooked up with Beyonce. I mean, but like, yeah, you were a name, you were a figure. But I feel like if Cassidy had those same kind of opportunities, he wasn't willing to sell out like how Jay-Z was.
Oh, he talking. He
He wasn't
talking.
willing
What
to
you gotta
sell
say
out.
about this, Khalil? What you gotta say about this, bro?
I mean, bro, Cassidy doesn't have the opportunities, but it's also like
Oh man.
Spent like six,
Jay-Z.
7 years in jail, just like Mano.
I don't think Jay-Z ever really portrayed that I'm a go kill a motherfucker type shit, type of persona and stuff for what he was rapping. Opposed to Cassidy, we all know Cassidy on that whatever, blah, blah, blah. Feel like he would have got his ass whooped by Hitman Holla. That's just me. But
In an
nah,
actual fight, hip hop, but
Cassidy not touching Jay-Z. Cassidy's not touching Jay-Z.
I feel like, man, I was a huge Cass fan, like a huge Cass fan. But I just think, man, when you talk about, I mean, I really hate to say it because I'm not the hugest whole fan, but I think it's undeniable that Jay-Z, you gotta put him in the top five just off commercial success. How the lyricism is elite, like paint a picture. Jay-Z, man, he could be the greatest. Like as far as painting a picture, like Jay-Z is, man, Jay-Z a different animal, bro. Like Jay-Z, look at the people he put on. Just Jay-Z proteges, Rihanna, Cole. Like just you can stop at them two. Rihanna and J. Cole are Jay-Z proteges. Like, man, Jay-Z, his albums, as far as sales, like I don't know if them boys is outselling Jay-Z. Jay-Z, he did what Wayne
oh, I
did
mean,
as
of
far as
course he
selling the music.
outselling
Jay-Z might have had
Cassidy.
yeah. Jay-Z might have had arguably the biggest song in history with Empire State of Mind, if we being honest.
Yeah, that was a great song. Very, very great song. Like I said, he's way more industry driven with great music. I
But
mean,
I'm
if
gonna
if a great lyricist like Cassidy or like a lot of those other New York rappers will get that same kind of pushback with like Jay-Z has, I feel like they can be on that same kind of level.
I don't think Cassidy makes as good as, even if you want to argue lyricism, which I still would
Yeah.
slightly give to Jay-Z. Even if you want to argue lyricism, I don't think he makes as good as songs as Jay-Z.
Okay.
He
I
Like
might
get
he
not
be
that.
even be as good as songs
like,
as Fabulous, but
I'm
yeah, like I
crying.
don't, man,
That boy
Jay-Z,
Fab good though.
Jay-Z,
yeah.
99 Problems. Like it's so many. You could name 20. I don't know if anybody could see Jay-Z in the verses. That's why I'm just like, man, and we got way off the Kendrick Cole thing, but we still talking about
Nah, I
competitive
feel
rap.
that.
Like, I just feel like, man, Jay-Z, like, damn near, like, I really hate to say this because I did not like Jay-Z as a youth. And I know
I still don't
somebody in
like Jay-Z.
particular gonna watch this, and he gonna right now. I know he clapping because he's a huge Jay-Z fan, and he know that I ain't rocking with Jay-Z like that. But I'm holding him down right now, and I know he gonna watch this and say somebody. But I don't know, bro. If them boys touching hoes, bro. I don't even like to call them hoes, but I know I don't know, bro. But to get back to the main point, I do
Yeah.
think Kendrick up right now. When I listen to some of his disses, particularly Meet the Gram, I was just like, bro, this is too dark for me. But I just like I need to turn this off for a little bit, and I
Yeah, he
need to
went in.
like go like chill with my family or something because
Yeah,
the
he's
way he
getting
talking right
personal.
now, bro, you
Yeah.
making me think like this might turn violent, bro. You throwing some serious allegations. You got us
Yeah.
dancing to you calling another to the biggest artist in the world a pedophile, bro.
A
I ain't
pedophile.
like,
Yeah, it
and
was
there's
wild.
hey, we all seen that video of Drake kissing that 17-year-old on stage. Like,
After that, yeah, after he put that out, it could definitely take a turn for the worse.
yeah, like
Yeah.
this,
Definitely could take a
hey,
turn for the worse.
I need that
and
R.
I think
Kelly
that
kind of.
oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying he don't need that R. Kelly kind of status going on.
Do y'all feel like, in hindsight now, that Cole bowing out was the best move for him?
I feel like it could have went. I feel like Cole could hold his own in this kind of battle. I mean, but I feel like he's not this type of person. Like he's not a. I mean, he can be, but I mean, I don't think this is the right energy for Cole. Cole is an energy kind of person, and this ain't the right kind of energy for him. Like you said, this getting kind of violent. Like,
Hopefully not, but yeah,
yeah, like you can, but you kind of can feel that kind of tension.
yeah,
And I feel like you said earlier, I believe you were saying how you can kind of see Kendrick wasn't really directing his lyrics towards J. Cole. It's more Drake oriented,
yeah,
and he's more going after him with "I just hate you." Like I
yeah,
don't like, I don't
yeah,
like the way you walk, you talk, his style,
yeah,
whack. Me, I'm tight as fuck, type shit.
yeah,
Like he was going in, like, and I don't think. I just feel like J. Cole, this ain't his energy. Like
Yeah.
if he does, he's more like he's more of a mentor kind of thing. He's uplifting the black community. He's more of that brotherly love. That's why he was, his tracks was. I mean, he had 7 minutes where he kind of, went in a little bit, and I love J. Cole Fire track, but I don't think this is his type of energy.
No, I definitely think this is kind of a pick and choose your battles type of situation with J. Cole. Because he's cool with Drake, he's cool with Kendrick.
Yep.
So I kind of feel like him apologizing was kind of his way of just bowing out, kind of just my name ain't Bennett and I ain't in it kind of thing. But I do think he's the type with his lyrics and the type of lyricist he is, he would have been able to compete with Kendrick.
Yeah.
Because for a while back in the day, people were kind of debating on who was the better rapper.
yeah.
Um,
10 years now.
Yeah, J. Cole, that man.
I feel like Cole. I mean, flat out, I think it was a mistake to apologize. Just because it make you look
That
real,
part.
real bad. Because you get on the track and everybody. Cole has had a run like Wayne had as far as destroying people on their own beat and stuff like that. And he been like
True.
saying like it been seeming like Cole been waiting for a sparring partner. And so now when a rapper produces himself and you bow out, it's like, unfortunately, we got to look at your legacy like a little bit different because it kind of looked like, I mean, it ain't kind of you apologize and you spooked out. To be honest, like you apologize whether because we didn't know that Kendrick was gonna go this volatile against Drake. We didn't know he was gonna
True.
go this crazy against Drake, or Drake was gonna go this volatile against Kendrick. We didn't know them boys really hate each other for real. So
Yeah, it's
for him to
wild.
bow out, it was a huge disappointment as far as because to be honest, as far as those three and listen to their music, I enjoyed Cole the most. Me personally, from my listening experience and my ears, I prefer Cole out of Drake and Kendrick. But I talked to somebody else about it today. I think maybe Kendrick and Cole, like it's a rumor going around, like got on the phone and Kendrick was like, man,
This ain't for you.
this ain't for you, bro. I'm finna be talking about some wild stuff, bro. I'm finna be exposing some crazy stuff, bro. You're not my main focus, and I don't want to have to, go at you. I'm strictly going after him, and I don't think you should be a part of this, bro. For real, for real. I don't think that you should do that. And I think Cole was like, I think he was just like, once he heard potentially what could come out, he was like, you know what? Like you just said, like, yeah, I ain't got my heart in this, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take my L. This is gonna be tough. Like he definitely thought about what would happen out of this, but I'd rather do that than for you to potentially say some wild stuff about me. Because Cole, you got to skate in this track. That what was it? False Prophets about Kanye.
Yeah.
That's a fire diss track. So I know he got it in him, but it's just what Kendrick.
But I mean, I don't think you want your name in that kind of light as pedophile. Like, you don't want your name in that kind of light. Like, I mean, we can kind of see that. I don't want to. I'm gonna retract that statement. I mean, you can Drake. I'm gonna just say Drake. But I don't think you see that from J. Cole, like at all. Like we don't kind of see him as like I mean, you don't know what people are in this world nowadays, but I don't kind of see that as Drake's kind of. I mean, J. Cole's kind of style. And I'd rather back up from that.
What do y'all think? And this will be the last thing we talk about. What do y'all think that Drake should do and maybe will do from here? Like, how do you think? What is his next move and things of that nature? What would
Hey,
y'all do if
he got to
y'all?
respond, bro. They too deep
Got
into this
24
now,
hours.
bro. Like, he done threw dirt on you, potentially
Got
saying you was
24
a
hours.
pedophile and all that, bro. Bro, there ain't no coming back from that, bro. It's either this. If I'm Drake, it's either send me a contract so we can set up a boxing match, or we can like is that, or when I see you out in public, it's on site. But we finna
Like,
keep
for
going
real.
back and forth with these tracks. But those are the only three options right there. Either way, you finna like Marshawn Lynch said in the show he did out in the wild with Bear Grylls or whatever like that, the wildlife show he did. I'm gonna put these paws on you when I see you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you finna get these paws put on you after all that. So, but that's just me. But he at least need to respond. Like, probably he should have responded like yesterday.
Yeah. Today, something. Because
I
J.
feel like
Cole, no, go ahead.
you never know what somebody just like respond back. I'm just to the point where I'm just like, bro, the accusations that he's putting on you is so potentially devastating. If like evidence, even though I think there is evidence, you kiss a 17-year-old stage. But if like more hardcore evidence comes out and he talking about people on your team got like trafficking charges and they the red dot,
Yeah.
bro, like you just got, and he making like now, because people generally, a lot of people say Kendrick make foreign music or what like that. Now that he came out with the bop, like you got people dancing. Like I seen a video of Deshaun Jackson, speaking of sports, like seat
Yeah.
walking to Kendrick's song today. Like you got people dancing in the clubs to like calling you like the pedo. That's
Yeah.
bro, it's just he's taking some devastating licks. I don't even know if he should respond for real. I think honestly, just like he bowed out in the Pusha T thing, he honestly got to address these allegations though, because people are. I mean, no, I can't really say
Yeah.
that because we let him slide about kissing a 17-year-old. We let him slide about the Millie Bobby Brown. Like it's been rumors out there about Drake liking the young ones. So at the end of
Yeah.
the day,
Wow.
like you said, you ain't gonna be able to cancel the guy. I still think he's gonna be successful. I just, man, I watched them RDC videos and they so
Funny.
hilarious when it's like the manager and he like 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 Drake, like, what you think I should do? And then like he pull out the fire, like that nigga rapping, bro.
Yeah. Like, that's all he doing.
Rapping, bro. I don't want no violence to come out of this at all. But
Nah, bro.
it's
You
just
cannot see me, bro.
I don't know what Drake could do at this point.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, I think you have to respond in some kind of way because if you don't, it's a bad look, man. I mean, like
But I feel
like
like
you
Drake
said, you got
already
mad.
told his haymaker. Like he already said, all right, nigga, you with the domestic violence. Like you with the domestic violence, you beat up and all that type of stuff.
Hey,
Like
you better find something. You better find something.
real talk.
Cause boy, you can't. Ain't no way, boy. Ain't no way.
Domestic violence, I ain't trying
I
to
do.
say either one.
Yeah.
I ain't
What you
trying to
call that?
vouch and say domestic violence is okay, but you got domestic violence, you got being a pedophile up here
Yeah,
when you a
sin is
celebrity.
sin,
You know what I'm
but
saying?
that's a worse sin to me, for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
so
Yeah.
boy, Drake better do some digging. He better spy on that man, drones, something.
What, bro?
And
Cause it's an ugly look.
the cover art for both of these boys and they diss track been next level. Like Kendrick with the Good Kid, Mad City Van, and crushing it. That was fine. But I mean, again, man, Kendrick is just has been lethal with the cover art, with the whoever items was, with that Drake fathers, whoever items them was, that was crazy. And
Bro,
then
start talking about his
also,
mama, his daddy, everybody, bro. It's
yeah,
wow.
and then putting the red dots on top of Drake house, that was insane, and that was extremely disrespectful.
Yeah,
Um,
they don't care.
I don't even. I just hope it don't turn violent, bro. For real. Because I honestly think this is a moment in history. Like we really seeing like two of the who considered the top guys really, we wasn't really alive really like that for like Tupac and Biggie type situation.
Nah,
And
just
Ja,
being born.
yeah, Ja Rule and 50. I mean, Ja Rule just kind of got what I mean, I feel like
Yeah,
Drake
I was like, that
damn
was
near
a
getting
beef.
washed, man.
Ja Rule
Yeah,
that
got
was a beef.
dog walked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that was a
was
beef.
real beef though. Like, that
was real life beef. Like
yeah.
it was on site. Ja Rule almost got clapped.
Yeah. I think Ja Rule slapped 50. Or
Yeah.
yeah. Something like that. Or it was
He
vice
sneaked
versa.
them. He sneaked them.
50
Was
don't
it
come
that?
after me.
Yeah, was it that beef where Ja Rule had a show and 50 Cent bought all the tickets or some shit like that?
Yeah, that was
all
crazy.
of them in the front row. Like he was
Yeah.
finna pop, bro.
He was ready, bro.
But that was like in the past couple of years. That lets you just know, like that's
that beef
decades.
was going on.
50 Cent like the ultimate troll though. Like I follow
Yeah.
that man on Instagram and all that, bro. Just cause he just be having me rolling, bro.
I think that Drake is trying to take that same angle, and obviously he was. Like he said in the Drop and Give Me 50 song. You know what I'm saying? People really got me acting like I'm 50. But it's like, bruh, this ain't Ja Rule that you facing, bruh. This ain't
At
Ja
all.
Rule. And Ja Rule was a beast. He was the biggest artist in the world at the time. But this dude
But
really
what I
hates
mean
you.
with
Yeah, like this man really think, bro,
yeah, it's gonna be wild.
hey, that nigga rapping, bro. That nigga
Yeah.
rapping.
That's the only thing you can do, but hey.
But with that being said, it's been a dope podcast.
Yeah.
Obviously we talk about stuff outside of sports sometime, man.
For
Y'all
the
like
culture,
the video,
man.
subscribe to the channel. Get in the comments, let us know how y'all feel about the NBA playoffs, the Kendrick and Drake, any beat. If y'all feel like Cassidy a better lyricist or Hov a better lyricist, let us know. I believe we all had the same picks for the NBA playoffs, which was the Knicks, the Mavericks, the Celtics. I don't think we did the Celtics,
In Minnesota.
and Minnesota. Winning those series.
Yeah, we just the Cavs gonna get swept.
Oh, okay, all right.
I
Yeah,
don't know, bro.
Celtics.
The Cavs got
swept.
They got that duo down low. Porzingis out of there, so they got that duo down low. They might be able to steal a game, maybe two.
Yeah, I say Boston in 6 personally, but we all pick Boston.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Hey,
Dookie, stand up, man. All my Duke guys. I'm standing for you. I'm riding with you on any team you go to.
Hey, I ain't doing that.
Tatum averaging 35. Tatum averaging 35 this series with the quickness.
He might, but hey, man, it's been a good show, man. Y'all tap in with the channel.